What we've effectively done, right, is we've made it where we've expanded this concept of beauty, and we've expanded this concept to include fat bitches. And this is completely unacceptable because reality is women only have one job, be hot, and that's really it. Now, to get into the black community, here's another uncomfortable thing. Seeing black women in the gym is like a unicorn. They're never there, never. I see white girls, I see Latinas, but I never see black women there. The reality is black women don't go to the gym like that. And this is why the average black woman's 187 pounds. Crazy.
What do you think about this statue in
Yeah, I saw that you guys were talking about it, and I was like, man, I got to come in here and talk about this. So there's a couple of things that I really hate, and one of them is fat people. And the reason why, I'm a open
nigga. We worked
I'll
out
admit
over
this.
here.
I hate everybody, but at the top of the list is fat people.
Facts.
And the reason why is because when you're fat, it's like, damn, man, you can't even control what goes in your mouth. This is fucking terrible. It's absolutely embarrassing. So, I make fun of fat people all the time. I think fat people should be bullied. I think we should insult them. If we're up to me, actually, if I was Fuhrer, I would put them all in camps where they can concentrate on diet and exercise.
That makes sense.
And eat better, drink water, go to the gym, all types of stuff like that. Because I do think obesity is one of the biggest problems we have in America. And the fact that we literally encourage it and sensationalize it, we have stores like Big and Tall and, these plus sizes and shit like that. It's absolutely ridiculous to me. So, yeah, if I was president, man, day one, I'd create a camp. It'd be where they concentrate on diet and exercise, and they can't leave until they lose weight.
But it's profitable.
This is true. And I'll tell you why. Profitable. So I can talk about this a little bit, right? Before I say what I'm going to say, this is my opinion and reflects no one on the panel. Okay. I don't want people to clip this out of context and try to attribute my opinions to you guys. These are just my views. Okay. So women are naturally lazy. All humans are, but women tend to be more prone to being lazy because there's no natural proclivity for women to become successful and to be, they don't lead revolutions, right? They just don't. Men are supposed to be leaders. We have a much higher burden of performance on us, right? We got to be the protectors, the providers, the problem solvers, etc. Women, really, their job is to be pretty. So what we've effectively done, right, is we've made it where we've expanded this concept of beauty, and we've expanded this concept to include fat bitches. And this is completely unacceptable because reality is women only have one job, be hot, and that's really it. You can
and
get
suck some dick,
right? It is what it is. So what we've done is, because remember, when it comes to the fat agenda, they market it more to women than men, and there's a reason for that. Men, we operate on meritocracy, right? If you're a fat dude, you better have some fucking money. Otherwise, you're going to get roasted. You can't be fat and broke, right? But with women, since we've expanded the beauty standards, we want women to be, feel included. We've made it where, fat is beautiful. Love your curves. Last time I checked, I never seen a fucking Calvin Klein commercial saying, oh yeah, love your curves, nigga. Never. We have to either have money or be in shape or we got to do something right. Women, though, we let them get away with literally anything. So when it comes to this mediocrity, when it comes to being obese, they market that more to women because women don't really operate on meritocracy. And with how desperate men are, right? Men will gladly take a big girl all the time because it's so hard for men to just get sexual access nowadays. So not only are we incentivizing women to be fat, there's a market for fat women. So there's no real shaming for fat women. Now, to get into the black community, it's even worse because let's be honest, niggas like big girls. And not only do niggas like bigger girls, the community doesn't really promote, eating better, healthy diet. What are they doing? Fried chicken and Kool-Aid. Crazy, right? What? You want to be a fried chicken connoisseur? Well, you're not going to be able to, control your calories to the same degree. Here's another uncomfortable thing. Once again, this is just my opinion, not the people on the panel. Seeing black women in the gym is like a unicorn. They're never there. Never. I see white girls. I see Latinas, but I never see black women there. I think there's a bunch of reasons for that, right? Maybe their hair, the weave, etc. It's expensive to get that shit on. I get it. Sweating makes it harder. But the reality is black women don't go to the gym like that. And this is why the average black woman's 187 pounds. Crazy. She's the weight of a man. So it's a couple of different problems. Number one, obesity is accepted. Number two, with women, it's even more accepted. And then the black community, it's damn near encouraged. And again, the reason why they market it to women more is because women are more likely to buy. I've always said this. When you lie, women buy. The advertising companies, there's a reason why they market to women and they market being politically correct because they know that women are more likely to spend money. Women are 80% of the consumer base. and they control like 80% of the debt. Men are far harder to sell to. So this is why, like Gillette, for example, 4 to 5 years ago, they ran this very controversial ad attacking masculinity in men, right? But why did they do that? Ask yourself, why did they do that? Because they know that even though men are their predominant customer base, they knew that women still are the ones that make the purchasing decisions. So let's go ahead and attack the women. We're still going to make money anyway, even though it ended up backfiring on them. But this just goes to show when they do these woke ads, etc., that appeals more to women.
I see a little bit of pushback from completely a little bit unrelated to the actual statue that's in New York, but I see some pushback from guys that's kind of saying that they want to hold women accountable for the way that they dress inside of the gym. Have you seen any of that?
Yeah, like it's actually ridiculous how women dress at the gym. I agree on that one.
Whoa. What's wrong with the way they dress?
So basically, I think, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You tell them, and then I'll.
Basically, the sentiment is a lot of times, well, okay, part of it is women have been, in a large sense, kind of recording men and saying that they want them and, saying, hey, why are you, always checking for me or whatever. And then there's also been another demographic of women that has been saying that they've been uncomfortable with the level of attention that they've been getting from men inside of the gym, so on and so forth, right? And then women a lot of times are now dressing more provocative inside of the gym while at the same time saying that they don't want the attention of the men that look at them in the gym. And so men are starting to, it's been a segment of guys that's kind of been posting and talking about it online to where they're basically saying that women need to dress more appropriately for the gym.
Well, this kind of comes into the, women love attention. I'm sure everybody here on the panel already know this, and they like it. I would argue women nowadays want attention more than they want a husband or a serious boyfriend. In the process of getting attention, you're going to get a lot of unwanted attention in hopes of finding the guy that gives you the attention that you're actually attracted to. So with women, right, what I've noticed women is like, they don't go out and actually approach men. Like that's not really how they typically talk to men. They approach men by making themselves available, by making themselves sexually available, right? Dressing in a certain way, making themselves available in certain situations, placing themselves in certain situations. So what's up happening a lot of the times when they do this is a lot of men that are undesirable to them are going to come up to them and try to initiate conversation. And then you add the fact that like we have Instagram, we have dating apps, etc. Now you're basically putting kerosene on an open fire. And this is why I would argue why so many women are insufferable and why so many women are rude and they don't respect men. It's because of this mass attention, not just at the gym, but on social media, because it used to be a girl would go outside and only get attention when she went outside. Now she basically has her Instagram up there and she's getting 10x the attention. So a lot of it is also online harassment as well. But this is what happens when girls sexualize themselves on the internet or in general.